Hi everyone, this is Brandi with Stitchin' in Oregon, and I am back for an update, and this is floss tube number 4. So it's been almost 2 weeks since my last video. Last time we hung out, I talked about how I might have to take a week because we were traveling to Spokane to visit friends and family for our twin daughter's 11th birthday, which we did do, and they had a lot of fun, and we got to see some friends that they haven't seen since we moved 2 years ago. My husband and I got to see some friends that we haven't seen and hung out with for almost 10 years, which was a lot of fun. And then we also celebrated our 12th wedding anniversary while we were there. So my husband and I went to a restaurant called Clinker Daggers, just the two of us, and the kids stayed with my mom, and we just got to have a nice little date night. So that was a lot of fun. So just like a little bit of a life update here in Oregon, we have had some super spooky, foggy mornings, which are some of my favorite. I'll try to remember to put a picture in so that you guys can see. I don't know if you guys are used to fog in the mornings. In Spokane, if we had fog, it was icy. But here, the fog is just really dense and not icy, but just kind of spooky, which is really fun in October when, you know, the whole neighborhood is decked out for Halloween. And, you know, we're walking to school in the morning and it's still a little bit dark outside. So, yeah, we still have a lot of really pretty fall colors going on. Our days we've had weather like in the 70s, which is nice. But like I said before, I like the rain. So we should be getting some rain back tomorrow or Sunday, I think. And so that'll be fun, except this weekend we're actually super busy. Our twins have a volleyball tournament tomorrow that goes all day. So we have to be there at 8:30 in the morning. And last year we didn't leave until after 5 p.m. And it's just a full day of volleyball games. And they're in 5th grade. So it's a lot of fun to watch, and I just take some stitching with me and I just cross stitch all day long in between feeding them and making sure they're comfortable, because it's fairly exhausting for them. And then on Sunday, we are going to go to a local pumpkin patch called French Prairie Gardens. And we've been going there. This will be our 3rd year going there. And the kids really like it because they've got like a petting zoo, and you can shoot apples and corn cobs, and they have a corn maze. They have had a sunflower maze. I don't know if it is still up just because it's fairly late in the season. And then they have food there, and of course pumpkins. So, and I think we're gonna get some fresh apple cider donuts while we're there too. So our weekend is already jam-packed and it hasn't even started yet. So yeah, I hope you guys have had a good couple of weeks and had some fun stitching and are enjoying the weather. And that being said, let's get into the stitching. I have 2 FFOs to show. One of them, I couldn't actually find the project because it was a gift for my daughter, Nicole, for her birthday. So I'll have to put a picture in. But that is Plant Dragon. It is a pattern I got off of Etsy that is no longer available. And my daughter wanted it finished in like this super fairy kind of like setting. And so I went to Goodwill and I found this like golded gilt kind of frame, and then I hot glued some moss around it, got some butterflies and some mushrooms, and just kind of added those in there. And she really enjoyed it. So hopefully I was able to put a picture in there so that you guys can see what that looks like, hopefully up here. Like I said, plant dragon, and I finished that Monday, the Monday before their birthday. So let's see. It would have been their birthday, so 11, the 8th, October 8th, I want to say. Their birthday is October 12th, and I finished it on the Monday before their birthday. So whatever that math works out to be. So I was kind of on a deadline crunch. Like I said before, all I had left was back stitching. And I don't care for back stitching typically. And so, I was very happy to get that done. And then I finished it that morning, and then that afternoon I fully finished it. So that was really exciting, and she really loved it. And then next, this is my other finish. This one is called Amitas Black. Let's see. I think I didn't bring the card up here with me. This is a pattern I got from Etsy as well, and it is still available. It's by Myrna Stitch, so M-R-I-Y-A Stitch. And this is how I finished it. Cadence picked out her frame. She went with me to Goodwill and she picked out the frame that she wanted. And I finished it with some of the leftover stuff that I got for Nicole's. So the little mushroom, and just the little plants there. I forgot to say on Nicole's, the fabric that I used for Nicole's and for Cadence's is the same. It's an 18 count falling leaves from Forbidden Fiber Company, and it is an opal. So yeah, so that is all done. I've had this finished for probably 6 months, but I fully finished it the same day that I finished Plant Dragon, and I finished them both at the same time. So those are my FFOs, so fully finished objects. And then I had a goal for myself. Jessie Marie Does Stuff did an event over the weekend where we went to Spokane, and for like a WIPGO weekend. So it was to have your WIPGO calls and work on those projects that weekend. Because I was in the car, I didn't take most of them because one was a full coverage, one was on little fabric. So, you know, this one though, this one is what I made my goal. This is My Home in the Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. And my goal was to finish it. So it's about a 7-hour ride there, 7 hours back. And I started working on it about 20 minutes after we left the house, and I finished it about 15 minutes before we got home on Sunday. So here is my finish. Guys, I am so in love with this. I think I giggled like a schoolgirl. I sent pictures of this to everyone when I finished. And it was quite a bit of stitching that I had to do because I had to do the border from about that second line of alphabet up and over. So the whole top, the dragonflies, and then about half of the border on each side. So, but I finished it. I'm so excited. I love this project so, so much. It's been one of my favorites. I started it just over 2 years ago, right before we moved here to Oregon. And now it's all done and I can frame it and hang it in my living room, which was the goal the whole time. I did stitch this on the called for fabric. It's Not Another Sampler by Be Stitch Me, and I stitched it with the called for DMC. So, and the only change I made is one of the birds in the house I thought blended too much, so I changed the color of the bird. But it was with one of the called for DMCs. So yeah. Love this one. This is one of those projects where you love working on it so much that you want to finish it so that you can display it, but you don't want to finish it because it's so much fun to stitch on. Do you guys feel that way about anything? Because I haven't felt that way about a lot of things, but this one definitely is my favorite. Okay, and then I did bring up a quilt that I finished that I wanted to show you. I don't know the pattern name. The fabric I got from Etsy shops and Joann Fabrics years and years ago because I used to work there. But it's a Halloween quilt, and it just is on my couch in my living room right now. I also made a matching one for our friends that live in Arizona. So I'm going to show that real quick. I have to stand up because it's pretty big. So this is the quilt. I don't know. Sorry, I can't see. So there's a big panel in the center with that dancing skeleton and some jack-o'-lanterns and a cat. And then I just used kind of Halloween-y fabrics for the sides. And the way I quilted this, I did like straight lines across most of it, except I machine quilted in the spider web and like around the skeleton and the cat and the tree and all of that in the window. So that was a lot of fun. I don't have any batting in this one, but it's plenty warm enough. And then the back is this black butterfly material and just left over fabric from the front. Like I said, I don't remember if there was a pattern. I made this quilt like 6-7 years ago. It only comes out on like through the fall months. So after Halloween, we'll put it away again. But we love it. It's one of my favorites. Our friends love theirs. So yeah. Okay, next I think we will talk about works in progress or WIPs. First one is that I'm going to show is Rainbow Babies. This is a chart. The artwork is by Kathy Amaral, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. So this is what it is going to look like. This is the chart that I'm making for my friend, and I have cropped like 20 something pages off of it. So that's what it's going to look like. I was saying in my last video that I was trying to do 30 minutes a day or around 50 to 80 stitches a day on this. And I was doing that. But that week of the girl's birthday, I kind of just set everything aside that was not the dragon or finishing their birthday presents. And so this is one of those things that didn't get work on. But I have been working on it this week, and I want to say I did between 70 and 80 stitches a day, every day except yesterday, for the past week. And this is where I'm at. So I think last time I showed it to you guys, I was over here in like the second square. So I've done all of this fill in. And I'm just working my way across. I use kind of the typewriter method that I learned from Stitchin' Mommy, Sarah the Stitchin' Mommy. But with this one, I'm filling in a square at a time, just because I was making a lot of counting mistakes. And so I don't want to do that. So I'm working right here in the yellow right now, and then I'll go over here. There's some stitches over here in the cradle, like the halo part of the cradle. And I'm excited to fill those in. So those will get filled in soon, probably next week. All right, that is Rainbow Babies. And then we have my anniversary stitch. Since our anniversary was October 14th, I did take this project with us to Spokane so that I could work on it. I didn't do a ton of work, but I did do a little bit. So this is Violet's Blue by Blackbird Designs. And this is what it is going to look like. I am doing my own floss conversion because I didn't have the called for when my chart came in. And I do have a different fabric. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a Picture This Plus. Yeah. So this is where I'm at. So all I did was fill in the house a little. So last time I showed you this, the white was above that heart. So I filled all of that in down to the windows. And I still haven't decided whether or not I'm gonna stitch the, like the flower field underneath it. So this, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to. We'll have to see once I get the other side of the border done. So they are pretty. I just don't know if I want to do it. All right, so that is done. And I worked quite a bit on Autumn Cloche from Hello from Liz Matthews. I was really feeling, obviously very fall. Whoops, sorry, in my stitching. So this is still in a hoop. So this is where I'm at now. So last time I showed you this, I was working, I had just finished like the bird in this moth butterfly guy up here. And since then, my daughter Cadence wanted me to come over and work in this pumpkin. So I'm working, I have filled in about half of it and done the moth. And then this is the outline of the other side of that big honkin' pink or pumpkin. And this is, so I'm working in this stack here. Yeah. I am stitching this on a 32 count Grace Notes fabric called Andrew. Oops, that's upside down, sorry. And I am using the Roxy Floss Co. conversion. My red mushroom here is Cosmo 467. But other than that, everything is the Roxy Floss Co. conversion. And that's actually a really good color, like, representation of the fabric. It's like a really nice kind of smoky blue gray. So I'll probably put this one away for the rest of the season. I've done quite a bit of work on it, but it's kind of like my Home in the Garden one. It's a lot of fun to work on. It's just dense stitching. So next we have Sweaters Please by Cherry Hill Stitchery. And this is what it's gonna look like. I worked on this pretty much while we were in the hotel room, just for like little stitching. I'm stitching this on a 32 count linen from Under the Sea Fabrics called Whimsical Winter that I got in a box from Autumn Lane Stitchery. And this is where I'm at. So I added in this leaf here and all of the little doodads. I added those in, and then all of this is new. I didn't have any of the fox in there before. And I'm currently working on filling in his sweater. So. And this is my own floss conversion. There are some that is the call for, but mostly it's my own conversion. He'll probably get put away now too. I was hoping to finish him this year, but there is a deceptive amount of stitching in there, and I still have pretty much all of this to go. So maybe we'll aim for a finish next year on this guy. He'll go on my short list of things to finish. Okay. Olaf, lay down. My dog, Olaf, is in here with me. I'll try to put a picture of him in here because I can't move the camera, but he is sniffing around, and he thinks he's a pit bull, like almost 90 pounds, about 10 years old. He thinks he's a lap dog. So he tries to fit into very small places. So he's like, tries to fit under the table where my camera is next to my feet, and then knocks everything. And, but he's staying right close to me. Okay. Next, oh, nope, I have one more after this. Okay, so this is the stitch I work on during volleyball. So I do this during volleyball practice and volleyball games. So I suspect I'll get a lot done on it tomorrow. But this is Halloween by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I don't think I have a before picture, but I think last time I showed it, I maybe had ghosts in there. I'll have to look and see. Maybe I'll go back to the old video. But, so now I'm filling in this hat. The spider is done. The word Halloween is done. I just have to do these dots underneath it. So, and here it is. This looks so super cool. I'm really, really loving it. I don't know if you can tell there's sparkle in there. So this is DMC Etoile. The black here is, it's in the boots as well. The hat is Etoile, and then there's a purple metallic. It's not Krynic, but it's like a metallic thread that I'm using as the band in there. So this is my own conversion for the most part, and I'm kind of just winging it as I go. I pulled it all, and then, you know, if I want to add something different while I'm stitching, I do that. The fabric is a 20 count Aida from Bestitch Me called Spooky. And as you can see, it is a lovely blue gray mottled. It just looks really nice with this pattern. And I think when I'm done, there is another words, like Halloween words from Primrose Cottage. And I think it'll fit right underneath this because there will be enough of this fabric left. So that's my hope, is I can kind of stack them. That'd be really fun. But yeah, so I think last night at their game, I finished Halloween. So I did the EEN, the spider, and started this hat last night at their game. And then, like I said, tomorrow we'll be there from 8:30 in the morning until 5 o'clock at night. So I'll get some good stitching in on this. Okay, so my last work in progress is one of my Whip Go calls. And then we will move on to new starts. Okay, so this is Raccoon by Cottage Garden Samplings. I'm working in the tail right here. So I have like the flowers done here. And I had the bottom banner done. So I have filled in this one and I'm working on this one here. And this is where I'm at. I'm stitching this on a 36 count eggshell by Fiber on a Whim. And I'm stitching it with the called for floss, which is DMC and I think one fancy floss. Maybe two. But yeah, so I filled this in. And then this. So this has not gotten as much love as I would have wanted because I've been distracted. I have just wanted to start new things. So I think I'll pull this out again at the end of the month because I have 2 days at the end of the month where I don't have anything kind of filled in for. So I think I'll pull this back out and see if I can finish at least that band on his tail because it's just fill-in. So it should be pretty quick. My head's not been in it. And I would like to finish this because I've been looking at the other patterns in the series and I really want to, I have some of them kitted up and ready to go, but I'll only have one going at a time. So this is taking me way longer than I wanted, but that's how it goes sometimes, I think. Okay, so next is new starts. So new starts is I was enabled by my friend Tanya. She stitches so much Teresa Kogut and she sends me pictures all the time and it just makes me want to stitch everything. I had 3 patterns in stash. One was kitted up, and that's the one I haven't started yet, but that's for plans. And then 2 of them, I had the pattern, and I just needed to kit them up. So I came up into the craft room the other day. And so this pink drawers here has all my fabric in it. And there's 5 of those pink drawers there. And then the bags are obviously my whips. But so I have just pieces of fabric in there. And then you can't see it, but I have like a whole floss storage drawer thing over on the other side of the room. And so I had to laugh because I came up here to kit these up and found I had one of them, all the floss was already in a bag ready to go that I had ordered from 123 Stitch. So I just had to find a piece of fabric for it. Well, like I said, I've been a little distracted. So I pulled out a piece of fabric for one project and accidentally started a different one on it. And then realized after stitching on it for an hour or so that it wasn't meant for that one. So then I had to rip it all out, go back to the drawing board. So that project is Remember Me by Teresa Koyet. And I don't have a note card for this yet. So I am stitching this on a 40 count linen from Bestitch Me called Vintage. And it's a very small start because, like I said, I started the other one on here and I had to rip it out. So that's where I am. I did most of this last night. And this is a really pretty, I love Bestitch Me fabric. I got this from a Friday Night Fight Night, but it is opal. It's a really nice, like pink, beige mottled, and that's where I'm in. So not a big start. I started in the center flower, this one here, and then I'm going to work my way to the corner and then I'll go down. So I think I'm going to try to complete a page at a time, but this is a really nice pattern. I really have enjoyed working on this a lot. All right, so that is my first new start. The project that I accidentally started on that fabric that I did not mean to is Wisdom by Teresa Koyet. And my friend has hers like halfway done. And every time she sends me a picture, I just want to get it out. So I finally decided there is no reason to wait anymore. Just start the things. And I am stitching this with the called for floss. And I'm stitching it on a 32 count vintage country mocha that I got from a stash unload. And I started in the top left corner. So this is where I am. I'm working on the words. So not a big start, but it's there. It would have been more, except I had about that much done on the 40 count and had to rip it all out. So I've done a lot of ripping of stitches in the last couple days and I'm over it. I think that is my least favorite part of stitching, is doing that. Okay, next is plans. So I have plans. I think I'm gonna start my third Teresa Koyet pattern maybe tonight. I've had this kitted up forever. I think I may have just ordered everything from 123 Stitch. But this is Newcastle Bouquet. And this is just so pretty. I have a piece of 40 count ale linen in here, and then the called for floss. So yeah, I just love the center thing, that big giant pot of flowers. I don't know how I feel about stitching 40 count on a darker fabric, but hopefully it'll be worth it because it's going to take me 10 years. Okay, and then the other thing that I have in plans is this pattern called Penguin Pear. I showed this in my haul in the last video. This is by Hands On Design. I'm doing this for my sister for Christmas, one of my sisters. And I'm going to stitch it on this 32 count linen. It's not named. I got it from Be Stitch Me. Sorry for the glare. It's like a really pretty, like tealy, purpley blue, which I thought kind of reminded me of like an icy ocean. And I am stitching it with mostly called for. I think I made a substitution, the black for the penguin. I'm doing an anchor black instead. And I think that's it. Everything else I think is called for. Okay. I have about 15 minutes till I have to go pick my littles up from school. So, okay. And then also in plans, because since I've been stitching on fall for almost 2 solid months now, which I'm still really enjoying. But now I'm kind of feeling the need to stitch winter. So I went through my patterns and I pulled out 2. One was all kitted up already, and then the other one I went and got floss for and just need fabric for now. But I want to start those probably within a week or so. I don't know. I'm feeling it. We went through Lowe's and I was at Hobby Lobby today, and all of their Christmas stuff is out, and I just want to put my tree up now. No, we put our Christmas tree up the day after Thanksgiving, and I won't put it up sooner, but I'm getting the itch, and I think it's just because Christmas decorating makes me happy. All right. So anyway, the first pattern I am wanting to start, and I've had this kitted up for a while, is called Kind and Gentle Woodland Holiday Sampler by Artful Offerings. I have not seen this stitched a lot. I think I've only seen 1 or 2 other people working on this, but I have thought that this would be so much fun. I have the called for floss in here, and I don't know. My fabric doesn't have a sticker, but this is what it is. It looks like a 36 count gray teal. So, and I'm going to stitch it on that. And I think that will be really pretty. And I'm excited to start that because, like I said, I've had this kitted up forever. All right. And then the last one I want to start is Christmas Letters by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I bought this last winter for myself, and I went and bought all the floss that I needed for it yesterday and today. I had some, and then I got the rest from Joann's, except they didn't have like the 1 through 35 or whatever it is, the new colors. So I had to go to Hobby Lobby and get 04. But so I have all that. I just need to pick out a fabric for it. And I have a 32 count raw linen with like silver sparkle in it, and that might look really nice on there. Okay, gotta hurry this up. Last is just a tiny bit of haul. It's not very much. I went to Goodwill and grabbed, I always go in there and look for patterns. I found the Paula Vaughn like seasonal quilt booklet in there once, and so now I just go in and make sure I'm not missing out on anything. But I found this book, A Cross Stitch Christmas, by Craftways, and it's Yuletide Traditions. This is what it looks like. I got it for $4, and I have a couple of these books, but the thing that made me get it is this pattern, the Season's Greetings. And this is by Emma Cogden. And I just think it's so pretty. Yeah, so I want to do that. And then there is this Christmas tree that I also think is really cute. And I want to do that. You know, so I figure if I stitch, you know, just a couple things out of here, it will have made it worth it, because patterns are not super cheap. So there's a stocking pattern in here. Actually, there's a couple. This one is really fun. Let me see if I can find the picture of it. This one. That one is fun. I'm not usually a snowman person, but that one's pretty cute. Maybe it's the colors in it that I think are fun. I don't typically like to stitch from like magazines because the patterns are so busy, it's hard for me to read. But these seem like they're big enough that I could do this and not really struggle with like where the back stitching is. And look at those guys. Those are so cute. I like that guy. And the owl is so funky. I might have to stitch the owl. But yeah, so that is a little bit of haul. I got, obviously, like I said, I quilt some, not a lot. I'm starting to get the itch again though. So I got this North Pole quilts from Thimbleberries. And there's other things in here, like there's a couple table runners, but I like that pattern on the cover, and it's called Waiting for Santa. I probably would do it with different fabrics, whatever I have in stash probably, but I just think it's really pretty. And then one of my favorite things to do is paper piece. And this reminded me of paper piecing, but this is called Starbright Quilts by Quilts Made Easy. And it has 12 quilts in the book. But I was drawn to it because of this. Looks complicated. I went to Hobby Lobby this morning and I got 1 through 10 in the flosses because I needed 4 for that pattern by Primrose. And then the other thing I got was just some like refill scrapbook pages to put my patterns in to keep them safe while I'm working on them, my paper ones. So I think that's it. I will make sure I get those pictures put in for you so that you can see my finish. And I'll try to, hopefully I was able to insert some of like the fall colors and our spooky fog that we have in the morning. And the other day I went outside and everything was covered in spider webs, and it was the grossest thing, but also really neat looking. And then by the afternoon, most of them were gone. It was really, really strange. So like I said, my plans are to start that other Teresa Kogut and that ornament this weekend. I'm going to stitch on This Is Halloween tomorrow at the volleyball tournament. Hopefully I'll have this video up before that. And then I will be, sorry, my husband keeps calling me, working on my other WIPGO calls. One is my Hawaii project, and the other one is Rising in the East, my Beauty and the Beast full coverage. So those are my two other WIPGO calls from my full coverage board. They'll get worked on next week and the week after. After our tournament, we have 2 more weeks of volleyball left. And then we're on to something new. So I hope you all are doing good. I hope that you found something to inspire you in this floss tube. And I hope you all have a great weekend and you're happy and enjoying your family and friends and everything good that comes with it. So I hope to see you guys again soon. Hopefully in a week. We'll have to see with the volleyball schedule though. So anyway, I will see you all next time. Thank you. Bye.